Hi, everybody. My name's Lucy. I'm the head teacher at St Paul's Nursery School and Children's Centre. And I've been challenged to share with you a strategy that we use called emotion coaching to support children's self-regulation. And this is the very quick overview, which should take a few minutes. And following this is a much longer introduction if you want to find out more about it. So emotion coaching. What is emotion coaching? It is a strategy that we use with our children that helps them to understand the difference, the different emotions that they experience, why they occur, and how to handle them. And if we emotion coach, research suggests that it's the key for happy, resilient, well-adjusted young children. But to feel happy and safe, children do need boundaries. So emotion coaching is a little bit different from old school behaviour management, when that was all about us asking children to have time out. Time out, go away, sit on the step, reflect on the things that you have done. Blame, shame, reflect, be different. So that model is about correction, not about emotional connection. The emotion coaching model that we use at St Paul's is about time in. Time in, behaviour, emotions being an opportunity to make connection. Seeing all behaviour as a form of communication with that real recognition that people need people, and to regulate you need to be co-regulated and be taught how to regulate with the support of an available adult. So emotion coaching is all about supporting children when they flip their lids. That's how we refer to it. So a child who might be really, really upset, they might be displaying quite inappropriate behaviours and strategies, but it's a child who's unsafe, who's flipped their lid, is emotionally charged and highly aroused. And when a child's in that state, for whatever reason, their downstairs brain is exposed and they might go into that fight, removes the threat, flight, remove themselves, or freeze state of mind. And the irrational bit of their brain is also really exposed. And some behaviours that we see that we can find really frustrating and annoying, and we might not even understand, are things like aggressive behaviours, biting, punching, pushing, shouting, hurting, where they're trying to strive for safety through dominance. Absenteeing, we all know the child that runs away and hides, where they're concealing themselves for safety, or they go into the please don't blame me, I'm sorry, appeasement mode. But there are ways that we see children behaving when they're highly aroused, when they're very dysregulated, is the word that we use, where their lid is flipped. So emotion coaching is about putting their lid on, teaching them how to self-regulate. And the sooner we do it and the more consistently we do it, the better able children are to emotionally self-regulate for the rest of their lives. When their lid's flipped, they're surviving, they aren't thriving. So this is all about helping children to emotionally thrive. And at St Paul's, that's really central to the way that we work. So when that child's lid is flipped, when you see a child really upset, they don't want to go home, don't want to go to bed, they want that toy somebody's got, they're escalated, aren't they? You see them panting, shallow breathing, holding their body tense. So we know that their body's being surged with sort of adrenaline and cortisol. So emotion coaching is a strategy we use in the way we respond to children that enables them to calm down as quick as possible. And the quicker we get in there with it, and the quicker the body learns how to rebalance that because we have got a natural rebalance, the escalation, and the quicker they can get that upstairs brain back in charge, the better. And of course, you'll see them, won't you? Calming, bodies calming, breathing calming. We're knowing that they're getting the right sort of hormones to their bodies and brains, the oxytocin and the dopamine that you get when you're de-escalated in a calm stage. So we're wanting to get children to get their lids back on quickly and be in that calm place as soon as we possibly can. So as we approach a child in that a highly aroused, dysregulated state, we bring with us 4 different approaches. And in my next session, I'll really talk about these 4 different ways in detail. This was developed by a guy called John Gottman, who says that recognize that we respond to children in either with a disapproving style, so not much empathy, stop it, don't do that, but also not much guidance, not helping them to learn. Or we might respond with a dismissive style, just distracting, so there's no empathy, no recognition of feelings, but also no guidance of how to learn either. So, oh, your sad mummy's gone, let's go outside. Oh, you don't want that for tea. Oh well. Yeah, it's really it's no empathy and low empathy, low guidance. And there's the laissez-faire style, which we're recognizing quite a lot these days, where children have an awful lot of empathy. I'm so sorry, that's so hard for you. I really feel that. I really understand that. That's making me so sad too. But really indulging the empathy, but without the guidance, so without the boundaries to help a child to move on and to understand appropriate responses. And then the style that we promote, which was developed by John Gottman, is called emotion coaching, where you have the perfect marriage of high empathy and high guidance. So let's talk a little bit about what emotion coaching looks like and how we do at St. Paul, how we work it at St. Paul's, and maybe how you could be supporting your child at home too. So emotion coaching is to empathize and guide. Recognize that emotions, all emotions, however frustrating we find them, are natural and normal and not always a matter of choice. When the lid's flipped, a child's exposed and will behave in unusual ways or predictable ways, but extreme ways that we sometimes find hard. Emotion coaching also promotes self-regulation of emotions and behaviour. So we're building those skills for the child for life to be able to self-regulate. And it retains a child's self-dignity, really critical to self-esteem. So the 5 steps to emotion coaches, which we've got down to 3, are: first, be aware of the child's response. What's going on here? What is actually going on? What's happening with their body? What's happening with their eyes? What's happening with their breathing? What's happening in the context? What's happening? Invite those dysregulated, flipped legs moments as an opportunity for intimacy and teaching. So you listen empathically and validate the child's feelings. And then you help a child to verbally label emotions. Sometimes you get it wrong. Sometimes you get it spot on to start with, but keep trying to get that feeling right. And you can model that feeling. And as soon as you recognize that larger feeling, you see the nervous system start to soothe. Then the last bit is to set limits while helping a child to problem solve. And this is the bit that makes them feel safe. So calming and safe and empowering. So let's turn those into 3 very simple steps where you're supporting your child who's dysregulated. You're supporting your child to understand about self-regulation and get those life skills. First one, recognizing, empathizing, validating the feelings and labeling them. I can see you're feeling so sad. That must be really hard. I really understand that. Tell me some more about that. That is so sad. I'm so sorry. Setting the limits on behaviour. You need to do that, don't you? If they're lying on the floor kicking you, or if they're throwing something, or if they're trying to hurt someone or snatch something or breaking something, you have to say, it's not okay for you to hurt somebody. It's not okay for you to lie here shouting where we need to go. So you're going to get up and stand up, please, and on we go. So be that grown-up in charge, and you need to be the grown-up in charge that sets limits on the behaviour. Otherwise, a child won't learn how to then take risks and push boundaries in the future. If they have too much power, it's a real sense of not feeling safe. And then step 3 is, how do you problem solve with the child? So it's really important all the way through this that you're telling the story, that you're narrating what's going on. I can see you're really upset. That's really awful. I really understand. I can see that you're really tensed up and you're crying, and it really hurts you, doesn't it? So, but we need to remember that it's really not okay to snatch toys off other children or to push them, because it's about being kind to each other. So the problem solving is about, I wonder what we could do about that so that it doesn't make you feel so upset next time. They could give you examples, couldn't they? Maybe we could have two toys. Maybe we could put that toy out the way. Maybe you could take it in turns to have toys. But you're empowering the children because you're validating, you're supporting them through understanding, expressing, and labeling a feeling, then understanding what is really acceptable because you're the grown-up, you're in charge, and then understanding that they've got they can be there, they've got mastery with their problem solving, so that they can come out with strategies. So the next time it happens again, they're more easier for them to recognize the feeling, recognize what's going on, recognize appropriateness and impact, and then also know that they're developing the skills to overcome that problem or that feeling next time that doesn't feel quite comfortable. Sounds simple when I'm talking about it. Like I say, take a look at the next recorded session. It's much more detail. So remember, when children do lose it, flip their legs, become dysregulated, the sort of behaviours we're seeing are the screaming, the throwing, the crying, the hitting, the silence, the removing. But remember that all behaviours are communication. And there are feelings that are being communicated through that. Might be anger, fear, frustration, tiredness, hunger, confusion, embarrassment, overwhelmed. Yeah. And what's needed from the caregiver, so from their key people here at Nursery or from home, is to be met with an emotion coaching response where the carer is empathic, calm, loving, kind, listening, emotionally available. Yeah, that you do have to get down to their level and just really be in that moment with them, in that dreadful emotion or that problem-solving moment. Non-judgmental, patient, understanding, and curious, because it is curious, isn't it? What's going on with your little person is curious. And they need us as adults to set boundaries and be clear with our guidance to feel safe in the world. So it's about the right balance of empathy and emotional scaffolding and the clear boundaries set by a loving adult. Very, very quick. There we are. I'm at the end of my whistle-stop tour of introducing you to emotion coaching. Please listen on to a much longer session, but it's really great sort of food for thought, the longer session. It's called Introduction to Emotion Coaching, and that too is available on our YouTube site. So yeah, if you want to think about it some more, you know where to go. Hope that helps. If you've got any questions, just get in touch with us. We're all experts at emotion coaching, and it's very important to us and to our philosophy at St. Paul's. Take care. Thanks.